Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zan Barksdale of Catching 101, and in today's video, I want to address a question that I've been getting really often through email and DM and on social media, particularly from parents over the past few weeks and months. Now I'll go ahead and jump right into it. The question that I've been getting, it's a very straightforward question, but the answer is not straightforward at all. And I don't blame parents for asking this one bit. They want to know, Coach Zan, my son has this pop time or this velocity or this, release, whatever this metric is. What does that mean for him? Does that mean he's a D1 athlete, a D2 prospect, a D3 prospect? Should he play JUCO ball? And while I understand the question, it would give you ease or give you peace of mind knowing that, man, if I can hit this peg point, then my son can play at this level. Maybe if he can get to this pop time, if I can get his pop time to this number right here, that means he's going to be a D1 prospect. Or maybe he's a professional prospect. Or the professional scouts will come looking at him if we can just get his pop time to this number. And while it's a very straightforward question, the answer is not straightforward at all. I wish I could just give you an easy chart to look at and say, hey, if you want to be a Division I prospect, you need to have your pop time here. If you're a Division II prospect, your pop time needs to be here, and then so on and so forth down the road with D3 and JUCO and NAIA and Pro Ball and so on and so forth. But it just doesn't work like that. Like I said, it would be super simple for me to make up a chart and show you these are what D1 prospects throw, these are what D3 prospects throw, these are what professional prospects throw. But in the real world, there are so many more variables that go into play than just your pop time. And I think a lot of the reasons that I've been getting these questions lately are because we've just finished the fall season. A lot of players are going to camps and going to showcases, and they're getting evaluated. They're getting their pop times measured. I know a lot of the parents who've sent their sons to my elite throwing camp, we go over a lot of detail with their metrics and their velocities, and we break things down very specifically. And so a lot of times after camp is over, the parents will send me an email, say, Coach Zan, I appreciate camp. My son's pop time was this, or his velocity was this. What do you see him playing? Do you see him playing a Division I baseball or Division III baseball, or what is it? And I always give the same answer. I just don't know. There are too many more variables that go into play than just your pop time. And here's a great example for you. I know a number of Division I players right now that are playing at top 10 Division I schools that have a pop time of a 2.2 or worse, okay? So if you're watching this video, you know a 2.2 pop time, that's not super desirable. That's not excellent on the pop time chart. But how do these guys get to play Division I baseball? Well, because they're really, really good offensive players, okay? Baseball is not just a defensive sport. You have to be able to hit, and you have to be able to play defense. So it doesn't matter if you have a phenomenal pop time, if you can't hit, and if you're super slow, and if you're a poor receiver, and you don't block so well, then you're not quite as good of a prospect, okay? But on the flip side, if you're an above average hitter, if you're above average receiver, and you handle the pitching staff well, and you can block, but maybe you have a weaker arm, that doesn't limit you and say you're not allowed to play Division I baseball, okay? There's just too many variables that go into play. So yes, offense matters. Receiving really matters. Blocking really matters. And while I think throwing is very important, it's not just black and white that if I can get my pop time to a 2.0 or below, then I'm a Division I prospect, okay? Maybe you do throw a 2.0. Let's say you throw a 1.95, but let's be honest, you're a poor athlete. You move really bad behind the plate. You're big and strong and you have a good arm, but you're slow. You don't hit so well. You clog the bases when you're on base. You're not super athletic, and the coaches or scouts don't see a super high ceiling for potential for you. Okay, so there may be some gray area there where there are some really average or below average throwing catchers that are able to play Division I ball or even move into pro ball. And then you see some other guys who throw really well who play in junior college ball, and that's as far as they make it, okay? Baseball is a super complicated game. It's very complex. It's not like golf or track, where if I'm a golfer and I have a 6 handicap, then I'm probably going to fit in at this type of school. But if I have a 3 handicap, I'm probably going to fit in at this type of school. Same thing holds true for track. If I run the 100-yard dash and I can run it in 10.95 seconds, that means I'm probably a pretty good fit at this level of school, okay? But if I can run it in a 10.83, that means a whole different ball game. I fit in at a different level, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's a long way of answering a very direct question. Like I said, I completely understand where you parents are coming from, why you would want to know, what peg points are we trying to achieve, but it's just not black and white. Even if you have an above average pop time, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to play at a top Division I university. Now again, if you are an offensive player and you can receive and you can block and you can throw, then those are all very good signs. But baseball's complex. It's not one-dimensional at all, and I think a lot of people are looking for a one-dimensional answer that says if I can get my pop time, my exit velocity, or whatever metric it is to this particular peg point, then I'm going to be able to play at a certain level, and that's just not the case. There's so many other variables that go into play. So that's a great question. I've been getting a lot of very similar questions to that recently. If you have a question that you'd like to know the answer to, leave it in the comments below, and I'll try to address it, especially if it's a more common question or a more popular question, should say. But I like filming videos like this. I like trying to get information out there to you. I'm going to try to start filming some more. So again, I appreciate you stopping by, watching the video. I know I rambled. I know I went on a little bit longer than I meant to, but I just want to get the point across that it's complicated, it's confusing, and just because you throw X pop time doesn't necessarily mean you fit in an X level. Okay, there are a lot of variables. They all have to fit together for it to be a good fit for you at your school. So if this is your first time here, I'd really appreciate you subscribing. Please be sure to smash that thumbs up button. That'll definitely help me out. I'd appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you in another video very soon.